Are we live?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Nerdrotic Nooner. Everybody needs a nooner every day, but it is hump day, so it makes it double your pleasure. There's a lot of ways you can do that. What a day. The review embargo on Agatha lifts, interestingly enough, at 8 p.m. Central when the show premieres. Weird. But early reviews that are not reviews are saying it is the greatest Marvel show ever produced, which is interesting because they were saying that about Echo earlier this year. Now, I know you haven't heard much about Echo lately, and the silence on a season 2 has been deafening, and they did release it all at once to give it a leg up. But I still believe that Marvel completely went off the reservation on that show, and they were walking the Trail of Tears until Deadpool and Wolverine came out.
Oh my
God, dude, I've only got like a couple months left of these jokes until they're probably too old now, but I don't care. I don't care. Miles Morales is Miles Morales. So, one step forward, couple steps back. We'll see. Well, we will see. Interesting choice following up a show about lesbian witches, a coven of lesbian witches, with a show about a coven of lesbian witches, don't you think?
They go full lesbian. I've seen the first 4 episodes.
Well, that's at least good. Do we get some scissoring?
I'm not reviewing it right now. I'm not reviewing it, but I'll tell you everything you want to hear. Catherine Hahn is naked in the first episode, full frontal. You do see her butt, or her body doubles butt, as she walks away, and she says, "Eat my ass."
Is it nice?
It's for kids.
Thank God. It's time. It's time.
It's a kid show.
It's a kid show.
I'll tell you about it. There's a lot to talk about too, Gary. You dropped a review of Am I Racist? And you did not even know that Matt Walsh retweeted you.
No, I didn't. Thanks, Matt.
Telling you now.
Dude, we're just days away from he and I streaming Fortnite. Me and Matt Walsh.
That's gonna happen. And
Fortnite
watching
stream
anime.
and watching One Piece. We'll do a One Piece watch along. All 1,000 episodes. Let's go.
Yeah. Matt Walsh's anime recommendation.
We'll talk about like what was behind like me like feeling like I needed to really do that review. Most of it was I really liked the movie. I thought it was funny as hell.
Great comedy.
Funny as hell.
Great comedy.
Great comedy.
He even shouted out Film Thread and showed a clip from our review on his show yesterday. It was surprising. And then oddly enough, he's been on a tear complaining. This is a movie that is in 1,500 theaters. This is not a small release.
No.
It's not like 10 theaters.
It was a number 4 movie in the country.
Number 4 box office, 5 million. Biggest grossing documentary this year, maybe in a decade for a doc with theatrical. So it's good. And I know someone in theatrical, they're expanding screens. But here's the thing. Rotten Tomatoes, I don't know if this might be breaking news, and I don't think even Matt knows this.
Do you want to pull up the Rotten Tomatoes X-ray girl?
Rotten Tomatoes, and I know this, why? Because my movie came out last year, Attack of the Doc. You need 5 reviews from critics to get a critic score. You must get 5 to get that average and be fresh. They give you a percentage, whatever. So you need 5 critics reviews. He has more than 5 by my count. I think it was 6 or more. Still no critic score. It's
as Matt put it, certified gray.
Certified
gray.
So audience 99%. That's great. If you go to the critics, click on that. There are critics reviews. Alan is in there. He did review the film on the website, but there's no average from critics. They are breaking their own rules when it comes to this movie. Okay, how many? I count. There's 5, 6, 7. Why is there no critic score? That breaks. Matt does not know this. How would he know? Whatever. But Daily Wire should get on this. There is no reason. I mean, my movie has a critic score because I've got 5 reviews. That was the minimum required.
Daily Wire, I mean, sure, as a company, I guess I agree with you to a certain extent, but hear me out, Chris, because I'm not trying to be contrarian here. Fuck the corporate critics. I think this is actually helpful. I think the fact that they are now breaking their rules, according to you, who would know they're breaking their own rules not to show this, will add to the interest of the movie. All right? Like, fucking review the movie. But Matt already showed like some of the responses because screeners were sent out and stuff. And people were like, take me off your list. Screw you. Ew. Like grown men responded with ew. But these are the same type of grown ass men who say, I'm bullied on the internet. No, I think it's a plus. And I would absolutely I would like put out an ad saying certified gray on Rotten Tomatoes.
They did do an ad like that. So, it's just, first of all, I did get one of the screeners like you. I was offered it. I get screeners for everything indie. If a movie is indie, generally 90% of the time I have a screener to see an indie, but I want to go to the theater. As soon as I saw Am I Racist, it was hilarious. I texted Alan. I'm like, I want to see this in the theater. I want to see, am I wrong? Is this? And I saw it in a theater with not that many people, but they were all laughing. I saw it with Dante. He was cracking up. I mean, it was like the DA, Derek Anderson too, like, and they happen to be black, by the way, and they loved the movie. We were just laughing our asses off. And I don't know, it was
Derek
great.
Anderson's good channel, by the way. Give it a sub. Yeah, good channel.
The
DA.
And my favorite, the Jussie Smollett reenactment, like it's real.
I know. Well, that's why I wait a little while, because I did get a screener and I just got busy with Rings of Power. I talked about it on FNT. I'm like, I just didn't get around to seeing it, but I kind of wanted, like, I'm just gonna wait till it's out anyway, because I don't do non-spoiler reviews. I just don't. I can't go. It would be like 2 minutes long. It'd be like, it was really cool. I liked some parts. I didn't like some parts. I need to be specific. Some people can. Jeremy Jahns can do it and pull it off great. I can't. It's just impossible for me. By the way, shout out to Jeremy Jahns for having the fucking stones to review this movie, get a bunch of shit from a bunch of fucking people who sit down to pee, men who sit down to pee, and standing his ground and just reviewing the movie and doing what he does. That's his job. So I've always liked Jeremy Jahns. We got to meet him at CinemaCon. Great guy, nice guy. Just wants to review movies, and that's what he did. And I think it was great that he did that. Apparently he lost some subs. I'm guessing he's going to get them back pretty quick if he hasn't gotten them back already. Right. If he hasn't gotten them back already, I think he'll be just fine. But props to him for going out and reviewing it.
Yeah, and even Matt Walsh played clips from not only Film Threat but Jeremy's review, and to me, it's like, I don't think it's brave from the standpoint of that's your job. If a movie is, I can see ignoring What Is a Woman. You have to subscribe to a streaming service to watch it. There's barriers. Fine, I get that. This movie is on 1,500 screens. Your job as a critic is these are movies in theaters. Their priority, they were definitely went through many layers to get to that point. And like the per screen average on that movie beat a Lionsgate movie. That movie, The Killers, with
Dave Bautista.
Yeah, Dave Bautista beat that movie. And that movie was on like 1,000 more screens.
The post-juice Dave Bautista.
Yeah. Alan saw it. He said it was okay.
I love Mrs. Nerdrotic. Saw that picture of him. She's like, Oh, so he finally came out of the closet.
He's on a Ozempic or whatever that stupid drug that.
No, I think he's just off the juice on that one, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think he was fat.
Everything I read about
Jason
Ozempic,
Momoa is getting a little pudgy, but you know, hey, we all do when we get older.
Oh
It's
my
all good.
God, yes, that Minecraft horrible trailer
Where he looks like
Why
Farrah
would he
Fawcett,
Good.
like a bearded Farrah Fawcett.
I thought it was drag.
But to
Drake.
me, it exposes these critics for having a
Again,
bias
yes.
agenda again. But like, how is it this wide? I mean, Matt did a whole video on this. It's why, and in the Hollywood Report, you can't ignore the financial aspect of the movie. It's already in profit. It cost like $2 to $3 million, made $5 million first weekend. It's gonna be north of 10 million in its run. It will be. So it will be in profits, and it'll get more people to.
And that's
it's not
just in America. It's just
yes. Just in America is Drinkers gonna see it? He'll probably see it somehow.
Yeah, but he was probably sent us. I'm guessing if I was sent one, he was sent one. So
Right.
And that's all of 2 I've ever been sent. Okay,
Right.
It's the first official one I've been sent.
Oh yeah, there you
we'll put it that way.
Yeah, but
I was sent one that was not official. But
to me, like that's the job you review. We review the religious films, the spiritual movies, right? We review those. We reviewed Sound of Freedom and the new one, A City of Dreams. That's kind of a also same subject matter through the point of view of the kids. This is the job, and the refusal to review something. I mean, F you. We even Dinesh D'Souza sent us his latest film. I haven't seen it. A lot of movies come into Film Threat and they're assigned for review on the website. So he sent us his latest movie, and it will get reviewed on Film Threat along with another doc. So there's another doc about James Carville. I assume that's on the left, right? But we get docs from all sides.
James Carville, see that Southern guy?
Yeah,
wasn't he married to like his wife was? I don't know if he's still married to her, but like this was 20 years ago. Wasn't he married to a Republican woman?
That's correct.
Yeah,
and they had a whole whatever.
Dude, they all play for the same team.
Right.
It's just a show. That's all it is. It's a fucking show. But God, I was watching the Rock interview on PBD. I don't know why, but it was so fucking boring.
I didn't watch it. I saw
God,
it popped
it was
up.
terrible. It was terrible.
What does he say?
Nothing. He says nothing. Nothing. Celebrity interviews mostly fucking suck. He says nothing. The funniest part is all, I started to make it in Hollywood when I became my authentic self, and I did about spit out my coffee when I heard that. But
really,
yeah, get out of here. The most scripted dude in the world. But I digress. Yeah, it's not. We say it's interesting, but it's not. It's absolutely expected that the corporate critics would stay away from this. It is just the latest example of why they've lost all credibility. Like many, many years ago. And it's the reason why more people are just jumping on, we get the DA, Derek Anderson, we get more people like that just jumping on and telling you their thoughts on a movie. And you are much more likely to believe that Derek than anybody else, or Culture Casino or anybody else. When they talk about this movie, you just go to a dude or a gal, and so they've created this fear. And again, back to Jeremy Jahns, the one guy who survived, the Collider days. Look at all of them. Yes, they busted their ass being Star Wars fans. We understand that. But Jeremy Jahns just stayed out of all that shit and reviewed movies, and people trust him. That's why he's got almost 2 million subs, and he just breaks out a couple every time he reviews every movie and big TV shows, and that's why he's successful, because he's real. And he is. When I met him, same dude. Very energetic guy, same dude. So I think it's an overall plus, and I think you agree, Chris, and I think the Daily Wire agrees that the corporate critics not reviewing this is going to make them more money. It's going to make them a lot more money. Good.
It gives them more credibility, but I see a lot of these, and I love Jeremy Jahns. Watch all his reviews because they're like 5 minutes. I got 5 minutes. I'll watch.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not one of those disparoo long, like,
nothing wrong with that.
You're gonna tell me, and there's nothing wrong with that. I watch disparoo too, but I mean, I like my quick get in, get out, and just give me an assessment. So, and I was on a couple shows with him on Collider Heroes that John Campea hosted. It was like me, John Schnepp. It was John Schnepp
R.I.P.
hosted that show. RMB, Jeremy Jahns would be on every once in a while. And he's just doing his thing. What is to be and the weird comments he's getting. I think people ignore me because I'll go after them or ignore them. Is like my thing. It's just like I don't care. I don't care. That's my thing. Is like I don't care. Like go ahead, come after me. I don't care. So I'm just shocked because he's pretty, he's not a point of controversy. I don't think he's even on Twitter. I found an old Jeremy Jahns that hadn't posted since 2016, I think.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of it too. And there's no crossover we were just talking about it before the show. There's no crossover from Twitter to YouTube. Like it
doesn't seem to be
almost non-existent. Well, proof was when Elon tweeted your fucking video out a few months back, and that tweet got millions of impressions and didn't cross over to YouTube, which sucked. I mean, it got you more views, but that should have gotten you 1 million views if you think there was like
10,000.
Yeah.
And same thing, Matt Walsh, who has like 3 million Twitter followers, tweeted out a thing about Film Threat and tweeted our video out.
Yeah.
And used a clip on his show. It got maybe 10,000 extra views. You used to be able to click and watch the video on Twitter. Now, I don't know if this is Twitter or Google. Now it just takes you over to Google. You can't watch it. At least on Samsung. I don't know what it is on an iPhone. Those are gay anyway. No, I think the same. It's weird that way.
I said it.
So
iPhones are gay.
They want their video native. So.
Yeah, whatever. So I did a review. I think it's genuinely a funny movie. There's like my favorite type of humor. I like British humor. That's what I grew up on. So the first comedy I experienced as a child was Benny Hill, which is a lot more crass, and Monty Python. So and then Douglas Adams and Hitchhiker. So that's where I like my humor. It's more introspective. It's very subtle. It's really smart. Half of my what's left of my vocabulary I learned from watching British TV. But it's that awkward, dry humor, and the best stuff that will make you laugh the hardest is the most subtle, including when he's talking to Robin DiAngelo, the biggest fucking hustler of them all, and not paying his producer reparations. It's what happens before that. Because he asks about,
I know what you're gonna say.
He asks about mansplaining, and she gives an explanation, and he fucking interrupts her and mansplains to her, and just died about mansplaining. It was so good. It was so fucking good. And she just sat there and nodded and took it. That was the best part. Like, oh my fucking God, that was funny. So
she didn't call him out, but I love that, with What Is a Woman, he did kind of trick people into, some of the people, interview subjects into being in the movie. In this movie, they're like, nah, we're not going to do that. We'll just pay people. And the fake movie that they were making, they told Robin DiAngelo, was Shades of Justice. That was the name of the movie they told people they were making. It's called Shades of Justice.
The Do the Work workshop.
Yes. Have you seen the website?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Dude, they are playing they're selling a box set of Am I Racist? The game. It's a game. Oh my God. You should show it. I love the whole scale of how racist are you.
I know.
There's like Trump and then someone in a hood. And then it says a little asterisk, if you're black, you can't be racist.
I know. Dude, it was good. So go see. Let's not ruin the entire movie, but like go see it. Because there is some introspection in it too, where he goes to a southern town, and yeah, it really, for one, paced really well. It moves fast. The laughs come often. You do think, and listen, if you've been following this sphere, he goes over a lot of stuff. We've been talking about DEI forever here, and there were people who were doing it before me, and Matt was probably doing it before me, as for all I know. But a lot of you guys are familiar with it. But like, I've said this before. It's one thing to hear a thing and read a thing, and it's another thing to see it happen and hear people verbalize it. And when you hear two separate women, basically say the same thing, we need to abolish whiteness. Like, that's a disturbing trend in this country, because that is, yes, racism exists in this country, and we just saw it, and absolutely just saw it. And that race to dinner woman, that's an angry, bitter woman. That is it. But she's smart because she gets a bunch of white women to pay her to call them racist, which is kind of genius. Too bad she's so miserable. The one who says this country's a piece of shit. And then he drops the plate, which is funny. So
that whole scene was masterful. I mean, he's got this he never breaks character, never smiles or gives, he's probably a great poker player, but he's like Stephen Wright, this dry wit.
Yep.
Where, I don't know, Stephen Wright, the comedian from years ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Delivered lines deadpan. That's Matt has a little of that in there. And that scene, there's so many great standouts. I might go see it again. I want to see it with a crowd again. Like or with a bigger audience. Like it's one of the best comedies of the year.
It is. I don't think there'll be a better comedy this year. I don't think so.
Weird to say that.
Well, you don't get comedies anymore. I talked about that in my video. Yeah. We don't get them anymore. So I think it's going to be the best comedy of the year by far.
I'll be interested to see.
There's a lot of
its final box office when it ends the theatrical run, and if they'll release it commercially on like Vudu or iTunes.
Are they going to release it in the UK or someplace like that?
They should.
They should.
I mean, that's a whole other market, but
a lot of people have been asking. A lot of people have been asking. We'll see.
I think ultimately it comes out on VOD and whatnot, like before the end of the year. But on the streaming service, maybe that first or whatever, but they got to get out of that bubble. And so this in theaters, it's really smart.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's going to start to make it safe, to be funny again. And hopefully this is the first step. No, I don't think Matt Walsh and the Daily Wire are going to change minds, because look at the corporate critic reaction. And, that woman, that bitter fucking woman who at Race to Dinner, I doubt she'll have a real conversation. Like, she would get destroyed in any debate. You can open a debate with, you charge how much to only women, by the way, only women, to call them racist, and this is a piece of shit country? This is the greatest fucking country in the world, because you can do that. You can monetize that. You fucking kidding me?
Well, the thing is, I also heard an interview with the director of the film who directed his last movie, and they were talking about, like, they just wanted to show them, like, don't change what they say, just let them talk.
Yes.
I mean, it's like that's what Libs of TikTok does,
Absolutely.
Just, here it is.
Well, I mean, that's the secret sauce, right? Of our videos is a lot of time, I'll provide comment, but a lot of time I just don't need to. I'll just show you a clip, and if you need context, go back and watch the source clip. But like, I'll give you enough of that clip that gives you all the context you need, because usually there isn't. Speaking of clips, okay, there's intentional comedy and there's unintentional comedy. Now, unintentional comedy has been on fire the last few years, and most of it's come from Disney, to be honest with you. Now, Amazon's making a pretty good one right now, but let's just Acolyte. I laughed a lot watching the Acolyte. I wasn't supposed to, but I did. And now we have Agatha, and I said it yesterday on Real BBC. I fully okay. So there's that one guy from Variety, the one who talks like this and asks everybody how gay the show is. Sounds like what was it? Harvey Fierstein? Who was the guy? Yeah,
Harvey Fierstein.
Harvey Fierstein.
That voice.
Yeah. But at least like Harvey Fierstein, old school, cool gay. This one, not so much. But so he's asking every actor on the red carpet about it being gay, and it's just a train wreck of clips. I believe that this is an Access Media reaction to The Acolyte. I think they got so destroyed for The Acolyte, and they decided, I don't know, you can't imagine the same company that said, hey, let's make Inside Out 2 less gay. Let's go out and roll out a Marvel series and call it the most gay thing in the... Now, maybe it was, because I had heard, Chris, months ago that this was Marvel's gayest series from somebody who works in Marvel. And, I asked this person, I'm like, well, why are you releasing it? And he goes, oh, well, they have to. But he's all, the most disturbing thing is there's a lot of people who are proud of this one. He's all, we're definitely changing, but there's a lot of people who are proud. And I'm like, I don't get that at all. I don't get the logic of that at all, but they have to release it. There's a lot of stuff they have to release, and they're going to be stuck in the same loop that DC was, is we're making these big changes, but there's stuff we have to put out. Now, I think Marvel's being a little smarter than DC by taking Ironheart and kicking that can as far down the road as possible. But following up Deadpool and Wolverine with this is utter stupidity. It's just utter stupidity. Their only saving grace is a minute amount of people are going to watch this comparatively to Deadpool and Wolverine. Most of them probably won't even notice until these clips went out. If they hadn't have done these clips and they're just like, hey, Agatha, we did the best we could. You've already gaslit the audience. And was that Disney? Was that Variety? Was that the Hollywood Reporter? Don't know, don't care. But it's happened. And the clips are unbelievable. But we're also getting early quote unquote reviews, even though the embargo hasn't lifted. And one article called it the greatest Marvel show ever produced. The greatest, greater than Daredevil, greater than Daredevil, greater than those first 6 episodes of Luke Cage, which are pretty damn good. A lot of people like Jessica Jones season 1 because of David Tennant.
Well, if you're a wine mom, this show is exactly. If you're a wine mom with gay friends, or you this show's for you. I mean, it is the gayest Marvel series. I mean, there's a near kiss between Aubrey Plaza and Catherine Hahn in the 4th episode. Wait, are we talking spoilers? Does anyone care? I feel like the review embargo's been broken. So that's it, like reviews all over the place. So when I do the show with Alan later today, Hollywood on the Rocks, we're going to just go right in. But ask me anything, Gary. I'll tell you.
Oh, I will.
It's
X-Ray Girl, did you find that article? You're muted.
Looking.
Okay. Did you
Wait,
go?
did we say hi to X-Ray Girl yet?
We said hi.
Did we? I don't remember.
I'll look.
I don't think we said hi. Hey, hi, X-Ray Girl.
Give me just a moment. Talk amongst yourselves.
We chat a little bit before the show. We always chat, so I feel like we almost got that business out of the way. We just do the show. We just do.
Okay, I got it.
So, yeah, I don't think anyone will be surprised by how gay the show is. It's super gay.
From the very credible Daily Mail, ladies and gentlemen, well-known citadel of journalism over there in the UK. Is this the American version of the UK? I love UK media. They're so
It
awful.
is the UK.
They are awful. They're fucking terrible over there, but it's hilarious. God. What was it? Who got in trouble? I can't remember now. But last year in the UK, somebody got in trouble, and it was all over every fucking, and it was somebody in our sphere. I can't remember now. God damn it. I can't remember. It's been so long.
Someone's always
it was a Russell Brand, right? It was Russell Brand when he started getting it was Russell Brand. So I'm like in the airport leaving, and his fucking mug is all over the papers when he got in trouble and had to go to Rumble and all this stuff. Yeah.
Right.
D+ fans go wild for best Marvel show ever produced. You did it, Marvel.
It's the best show. You're sending the best.
Branding first 4 episodes, Chris. Perfect. As rave reviews roll in, screw that Daredevil show. Sure, Daredevil's probably one of the best adaptations of a comic book ever put to screen. I would say it's top 3. Maybe 2. It's hard to beat Daredevil. But this is better. So maybe, things are turning around, Chris. Just hours after the Los Angeles premiere of Agatha All Along, critics have started chiming in with their early reactions. Critics all across the country were given the first 4 episodes in the 9-episode season, which debuts on D+ September 18th with the first 2 episodes. And we all know that D+ shows end strong, right, Chris? We all know, like, every single Star Wars and Marvel show has really ended strong. That's what they're known for. It's practically their brand.
No, well, yeah, sure.
After the premiere episode will be, after the premiere, episodes will be released weekly each Wednesday for the 2-episode finale. So it's 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. Got that? Okay. October 30th, just before Halloween. Great way to celebrate my wedding anniversary. Well, that's the next day. Thank God it won't be on Halloween itself. An overwhelming majority of critics, Chris, who completely ignored Am I Racist, who released their reactions on X, formerly Twitter, on Monday evening were quite positive. Now, this is the first time this has ever happened, Chris. We have never had positive reviews of a Marvel product on Twitter prior to its release. This is the first time it has ever happened. It didn't happen with the Eternals. It didn't happen with Black Widow. It didn't happen with Shang-Chi. It didn't happen with the Falcon and Winter Soldier. It didn't happen with Secret Invasion. It didn't happen with any of the. It didn't happen with She-Hulk. This is the first time it's happened. Didn't happen with Echo. This is the first time it's happened, Chris.
Happens every time. So, not surprised.
The series follows Agatha Harkness, Catherine Hahn, who breaks out of the spell she was put on at the end of Marvel's 2021 series WandaVision. Reminder, WandaVision, a spinoff that is a spinoff from the Avengers. Agatha All Along is a spinoff from WandaVision that was greenlit from a song. WandaVision, being a spinoff, was also a prequel to another movie and they all have nothing to do with each other. You follow me on that one? Okay, good. I'm glad you did. There will be a quiz later. With the help of teen goth Joe Locke, who will now forever be known as the guy who said Marvel isn't only for straight white men, I got news for you. This show might not be, but most of it is. Straight men. We'll say straight men. I'll correct him on that one. Not just white men. Men. Vast majority of the comic buying client base is male, to the tune of, I always say 85%, but I'm being way too generous. In truth, it's like 92%. And I still might be a little generous on that one. She sets out to create a new coven of witches with Hahn and Locke both earning much praise. Cinegeek News. Ever heard of it?
Never heard of it.
I've never heard of it. Is it Rayan? The fuck's wrong with your name? Said, hashtag Agatha All Along is a crazy, wicked, fun, mystery-filled journey that also has some actually terrifying scares. Did you jump out of your seat, Chris?
No, I mean there's attempts. It's mostly humorous, and then it's a drama with women of a certain age, of a certain stage of life, cat ladies, and no, I didn't think it was scary. There's like things where like, oh, there's creatures after them, whatever.
But terrifying scares like The Substance, where people are walking out of the theater.
Oh, dude, that movie. We'll talk about that later. The Substance. Get tickets now.
But that's what I'm trying. Like he's trying to equate that to like something like that, like Blair Witch, like people running out of the theater. Stop.
Yeah,
wasn't too excited, but became a total fan after watching. Compared to other Disney Plus shows, it actually feels like like TV in both writing and pacing. Can't wait for more. Got to give it up to him, Chris. This is the first Disney Marvel show with a showrunner. Did you know that?
We'll see.
Jack Schaefer, who was the writer of WandaVision, didn't know who Mephisto was, didn't know what order to read a comic book in.
I think Mephisto is in this, but has not been revealed, but it's pretty easy guess who that is. Can you guess, Gary, without seeing it?
No, I can't. There was a lot of yes. Well, I think is Wanda going to be in it?
Not so far. Only up to episode 4.
Well, you have to think so because sorry, spoilers. That's her kid.
Yeah,
that's her kid in it. So, the movie podcast, Daniel Baptista said, Agatha All Along is the perfect show for the spooky season and filled with big witch energy. Catherine Hahn is iconic as ever and delivers a deliciously devious and spellbinding performance. Joe Locke is a screen stealer. This is the most fun you'll have feasting on a show this year. Freelance writer Sophia Soto said, freelance writer. So she's not even attached to an entity right now. If there was ever a character that deserved her own spin-off series, it's Agatha Harkness. This show is only slightly less lame than the Aunt May fucking spy show that Sony was going to do.
Well, I'll tell you a couple really quick. Catherine Hahn was kind of fun and interesting comic sidekick adversary in WandaVision.
I would disagree, but go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
I like her as an actress in other things. I think she's fine, but yeah.
No, what I'm saying is
Step Brothers
is fine in small doses. Okay? She is fine in small doses. Like that's why she stood out, right? Like in WandaVision. You make her the central figure of a show where she is the lead character, does not work. It's like making a Flash movie with 2 Ezra Millers.
Oh, God.
So that's what we're up against. That's what the show is. And she's so unlikable in the show. In the first episode, and, well, in what you'll see, her character is so unlikable. You just don't, like, what? They took this is why side characters, sidekicks, or character actors, or what you would call ugly actors, are they're fine in that capacity, but not to center a show around. So that's just one of the problems with the show.
One of many problems that you will go into with the great Alan Ng the Merciless. After this on Film Threat. Go give him a sub.
Yeah.
Alan Ng has been going off like a 14-year-old girl on Twitter. He has been he's been on fire.
Yeah. Yeah. I even texted him. What are you doing, dude? I read all his tweets.
It's like, don't bother me. I'm posting right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Posting. So this freelance writer, Sophia Soda, says Agatha Harkness, by the way, Franklin Richards' babysitter.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff, well, without Magneto, they are lifting stuff from the comic books, but it's missing like major characters. There's a West Coast Avengers run where I have the original art to this page from Paul Smith, where Wanda's catatonic in a seat, and then Agatha's there, right, being an old woman, and Magneto comes down and just lifts up the whole fucking house to get his daughter back. It's fucking awesome. It's awesome. It was a long time ago, though. So, yeah, Catherine Hahn is better than ever, thriving as she takes center stage. Chris disagrees strongly. As for Joe Locke, he is total scene stealer with no doubt to become a new fan favorite. Wow, that's the second review in a row to say scene stealer. Now, far be it from me to accuse the marketing department of giving people ideas prior to screenings, through talks. It's just, I noticed there is a pattern of these early reviews to say the same thing. Remember with the Eternals? And everybody said, this is a very different Marvel film. 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 As a matter of fact, I put it in my review. I think I found 7 instances of them, people saying the same fucking thing. You know, I just find it.
That's because a publicist said it first and it was repeated.
Yes.
That's how that happens.
So what you're about to see here is a very different Marvel film. Ooh, that's a good line. I'll write it down. Screen Rant's Catalin Tyrell said magic is back in the MCU. Wasn't it back with Deadpool and Wolverine? I think Deadpool and Wolverine, well liked, just passed 1.3 billion at the box office. You know why Marvel made it back? Chris, you know what it was? It's White Boy Summer. It's White Boy Summer. Joe Russo.
Male and pale is money.
Hail, male and pale.
Male and pale is money.
Is money. Is green. Yeah. Where was I? Oh, we're going to talk about Aubrey Plaza, who I like. Catherine Hahn and Aubrey Plaza are phenomenal. Joe Locke is adorable. The mystery and witchy visuals are stunning. Completely drawing you in. This is perfect way to kick off the spooky season. I disagree. The best way to kick off the Halloween season is you start out September 1st and you play typo negative black number 1. That's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning, the 10, 11 minute version. All right. That's how you set the mood. Then you decorate your house like we already did. Melissa is like on top. We are the only house in our entire neighborhood with all of our Halloween decorations up. And they've been up. They've been up for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We are more Halloween than everybody else in our neighborhood. Just want to point that out.
I usually do September 1st, but Melissa beat me. So I just put up my decorations and I'm quite proud, actually.
Yeah, good. Get ahead of the game. All right.
Yeah.
Geekcentrics Justin Lawrence said, after 4 eps of hashtag Agatha all along, it's clear this hashtag WandaVision spinoff keeps the mystery alive, casting a new bewitching spell. By the way, another show where you need to do homework to watch this show. Imagine coming up on the show having not seen WandaVision. Is there any connection to Doctor Strange mom, Chris?
0.
Okay.
So far. I mean, there's connections to WandaVision.
Yes, there has to be. Yeah.
Like it kind of, she's under a spell. She thinks the show starts out like a procedural, and she's a detective, but she's under a spell just going through this, and then wakes up and she becomes herself. That's episode 1, which you'll see in a few hours.
Catherine Hahn is perfection, embracing every wicked moment. The musical elements don't just enhance, they enchant. This is the magic the MCU needs.
They're just pushing it because it's a female-centered show, super gay, and it's also like very much even I told you about some of the action sequences. It's like the thinking behind it is it's focused on the outfits. Like they go to these trials, they go to different houses and there are trials and they change outfits every time they're in a new space. Like, oh no, our outfits change. Who would think of that idea? It's dumb. And then, oh my God, episode 2, which you will get to see hours from now, they sing a chant. That's like
the power
right
of one.
It's
the power of two.
Yes,
the power of many.
No, down the road, down the rich witch's road, which I don't know if that's like going down on someone, but maybe, I mean, you read into it what you read into, but there's a song, a chant that opens the road. They have to go down to confront their greatest fear to get with it's so like, this is a show that comes from going to a woman's retreat. A good friend of mine from Atlanta, Shane Mackey, his wife, who I know I'm friends with, told me about this woman's retreat, and it sounded like the lamest thing ever. Like they do yoga, they do this, they chant things. Like this is what this is. This is
a show that reflects the LA that they live in today.
Yes, it's not relatable from anyone else. I mean, I don't know. And then it devolves into like every episode is an escape room. That seriously, every episode they go to a house, they change outfits, and it's a different escape room. I'm not exaggerating. You won't realize that until you get to, episode 3 and 4, but
yeah,
you'll see.
IGN's Amelia Emberwing said, did they give it a score? They probably didn't. I'm guessing it's 7.
Yeah, it's a 7 out of 10.
I had a lot of concerns heading into Agatha all along, but I am thrilled to report that this witch has quite enjoyed what she's seen so far. I'm having a ton of fun theorizing already, and I really hope it sticks the landing. I just love how all the critics have burnt their credibility at the stake. Gonna give myself that one. Give it a scroll there, X-Ray girl. There we go. We go down. I want to see if and these are all the tweets, right? Do we have an official IGN score? I'd be so excited if we got a 7. I really would. Oh my God. Stop right there. Mama's Geekies. Jana N. Nagase admitted the show was somehow slow, stating #Agatha all along is wicked fun. Catherine Hahn is brilliant alongside with all the other actresses, but it's Joe Locke is captivating me all along. The first episodes were a little slow. I hope they picked up more, and it has a hocus pocus vibe.
I don't even know. I think Alan said this too. Why is this a Marvel show? Why is this a Marvel show? You might as well call this Hocus Pocus, The New Beginning, and do that. There's no reason for this to be Marvel related. It's just, and all the magic. I felt like Doctor Strange did a really good job of teaching you the logic of magic, how it works, right? It brings you, the audience along so you believe it. It's like, okay, I can buy all this. The magic here is just haphazard, like, oh, you forgot to put in the spit of the whatever. Like, what? Oh my God, Gary, I can't wait for you to see episodes 3 and 4. I cannot wait.
Well, yeah, the plan is to review the first couple and then like not review it till I don't think I'm going to do weekly on this one.
Not worth weekly, but
no.
Worth doing a season roundup or like.
Yeah, I'll do one at the beginning and one at the end.
Yeah, maybe the first 4 because there's not much in the first 2, even though they're 40 minutes. But you were right in your assessment on Real BBC. There's like credits previously on. I like the previously on actually because it helps me like, oh, that's what happened last
Yeah, but
episode.
it's still not the show, so
Remember?
I can just watch the actual show is only like 32 minutes long, 32 and a half
Correct.
minutes.
That is
Thank
correct.
God. Well, no,
You're
because
mad
I'm
better.
committed to like algorithmically, it's not going to do as well as Agatha, but I don't give a shit. I am committed to Rings of Power till it fucking ends. Because I made a promise a long time ago. It's one of my first Lord of the Rings videos about Rings of Power, before it was called Rings of Power. I said, hey, like, if you make a good show, I will be your biggest fan. If you fuck with Tolkien's lore and the fandom, I will be on you like stink on shit, okay? And I'm sticking to that promise. Sticking to that promise. Dennis of La Oficina Geek? La Oficina Geek? Is that the Office Geek? Did I get that right? Latinos? Maybe, maybe not. Wasn't as positive, stating, watching the first 4 episodes of #Agatha all along, the series mixes elements like drama, horror, and comedy, but seems unsure of what it wants to be. Well, I mean, that's pretty much it. Drinker was asking the question, like, who is this show for? We know specifically who it's for. We do. But it's not for Marvel Comics fans. See, I would say you want to make a Marvel Comics adaptation for Marvel Comics fans, but, you know, I'm just a bigot.
I think it will really please that wine mom, older single, unmarried, single with a cat, like maybe lesbian or which, and I'm saying, and I'll just say this,
But
it's fine.
It's made for their caricature of that. It's Hollywood's caricature of that, not the real person who may be single or may be gay. It's their Hollywood caricature. I mean, it is like, it's like really, especially the kid in there, it comes off like, gay face, even though he's really gay. He's really gay, but it still comes off as super stereotypical. Oh my God. Because, I don't know, the ones I met were not all like that at all.
Yes. I mean, I look, I've had gay friends that you wouldn't even know they were gay unless you told them.
That's most of them.
They said that. It's just like, look, because the effeminate gays, that's this guy.
But it's still a caricature. I mean, like if a straight white dude made a character like that in a comedy to be a caricature, he would get a bunch of shit, but it's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing. So they said, when it dives into horror, okay, well, let me get caught up here. But it seems I'm sure wants what it wants to be. That said, when it dives into horror, that's when it truly shines. Kathryn Hahn is fantastic as Agatha, and her character development is a strong point. We'll have to wait until the end to see if it gets better. By the way, I love the animation of the #Marvel television logo. Wow, that's a strong point. They probably should have put Marvel Spotlight on this one too. Remember, they made a new moniker called Marvel Spotlight for Echo, Chris.
Right.
And they only used it for Echo.
I always like that in the comics, like thing 2-in-1, or it'd be like
no, but do you understand what I'm saying?
Marvel,
is like they made up this moniker because they wanted to cancel the fucking show and couldn't. So they're like, we're going to make up this moniker that we're going to do for all these future shows. No, not really, just Echo. Yeah. I'm absolutely hooked by the mystery aspects of the show, and the entire cast knocks it out of the park. This is Agents of Fandom, by the way, TJ Zwark. I haven't heard of any of these things. Mama's Geeky I've heard of because I've seen her on Rotten Tomatoes before. Wouldn't know anything about her though. Do you know her, Chris?
No.
There you go.
Although I did listen to you should listen to this because there are nuggets, they're gems. It's the Marvel official podcast. Comes out every Wednesday morning.
Okay.
And they interviewed Kathryn Hahn. They talked about the show, and I don't want to say to it. It seems like
nobody's watching.
Everyone working on the show
won't get clipped.
At all.
I think that's fine. Just this show is not for us at all. but it's for us to goof on, I guess. But it's if you're a fan of Marvel and you think every Marvel thing you got to see it, like there's no reason to watch this show. There's no reason there's no reason. It's not part of anything. I think this will be one and done. I'll be curious if we'll get real ratings at all. I assume we will not, but yeah, we'll see.
No, we won't. We'll get, according to Disney, this is the most watched show premiere on D Plus on a Wednesday in September on the 18th of the year 2024 at 8 p.m. Central.
They do such a good job. They do such a good job, like a politician, threading the needle of an achievement. Like it's the most, and then they give it. They will find a way to say it, no matter how bad it does. So
no, dude, the Acolyte comes out, and it's I think I can't remember who retweeted it. They retweeted my picture where it says the Acolyte breaks records for Disney Plus premiere this year. And then at the very last, I had it circled in red. That's why I knew it was my picture, because I do a really horrible circle in red from Windows Paint or whatever, because I don't have Adobe Photoshop on my PC. I don't know why. But I have it circled according to Disney. According to Disney. 40 million viewers for The Rings of Power, according to Amazon.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, trust me, bro. It's like, shut the hell up. Like, show us the real number. Show us the raw data. If it's a real, believe me, when it's a real hit, they tend to do that. When Squid Game came out and just crushed it, Netflix was all transparent. They're like, oh, look at these minutes watched. And it's like, of course. Of course. But hey, all those people, all those stands on Twitter, you keep protecting Daddy Corporation. They need protection too. Protect Daddy Corporation, and maybe you'll get a crumb of pussy. Maybe. Plaza plays a new character named Rio Vidal, described as a warrior witch who is part of Agatha's coven. A waste of Aubrey Plaza. A complete waste.
I really like her.
I think she's
really
great. She's also in another Marvel project. I mentioned this yesterday from years ago. It was 2018 now. Early days of my channel. Legion. So first couple seasons, really good. Third season falls off. Now, why did the third season fall off? It's really when Hollywood went hard in the paint for Me Too, Time's Up, all that shit. And it was really the beginning of what the current state of Hollywood, which is complete trash, just complete trash. And we get proof of that every day. When they make a movie that's for everybody, it tends to do well. And unfortunately, over the last almost 5 years now, it's a handful. When we used to get a handful of really good movies a year, sometimes more, sometimes a dozen. Remember those days? We get a dozen really good movies. Now we got a handful in the last 5 years, which is averaging about one a year. Pretty sad.
Yep.
Pretty sad. You could take this off the screen.
It gives you a chance to play catch up on things that you wouldn't normally see.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
That's a great point. I've been catching up on X-Files. We're halfway through season 2. A little over halfway through. We just got past Mulder's sister and the alien bounty hunter, which is supposed to look like a shape-shifting Terminator. It's fucking awesome.
That's great.
It's so good. It's so damn good. I'll be reviewing Agatha. Perry will be editing that one. And then the very next day, I'm going to do The Rings of Power. It's going to be a fun week. At least I saw something good. Am I racist? So there you go.
Rings of Power is still going, huh?
Yes, it is. We get another episode tomorrow morning. Watch party for the members right here on this channel. I saw it in Geeks and Gamers chat the other day. The sequel to Am I Racist is going to be Ryan Kinnell's I Am Racist.
Yeah. Or no,
Where's that meme?
Am I a racist woman?
Am I a racist woman? No, it's Az's. That's part of the trilogy.
Right. Yeah. No, it sucks. People overseas don't get. I guess you can subscribe to Daily Wire, but
it's not going to be on Daily Wire for a little while.
I hope it's commercially released.
I do too.
I mean, like theater thing, that's a huge win.
Well, win. Pick and choose. Like I think the UK you can get away with it. I think there's European countries you could definitely like put it on. Like I think Poland would be fine. I think some Eastern Bloc countries would be great. I think there's some places you can do it. For sure. But I don't know how the distribution system works. I don't know what shit the Daily Wire has to go through on that. And, we'll find out. But however you feel about Matt, he did a good job on this, man. He did. Give it up.
He did.
Agatha it looks like Acolyte Light for Marvel, but the biggest difference, I would say, is Agatha's not going to destroy any lore that hasn't already been. WandaVision destroyed plenty of lore. Loki destroyed more lore. Secret Invasion was absolutely devastating to the lore because right now, forget Tiamat being in the middle of the fucking ocean. They're finally going to mention the Celestial in the middle of the ocean in a Captain African America. You've got Gaia out there, who is the most powerful non-god superhero out there, who could just wipe out anybody. She's got Captain Marvel's powers.
Have you seen the new teaser poster for Captain America, the new one?
No, I haven't.
It's the shield, and then you see red fingers around the shield starting to crush it. But what I'm saying is, guess who's not on the poster?
Oh, Captain African American? Yeah. I'm really curious to see what that poster for China is going to look like. Aren't you? I am really. Disney's going to make a stand. Bob Iger says teaching sex ed to kids is the most important issue for him than since the civil rights era. But yeah, could you keep Anthony Mackie's face off the poster for China, please? Thank you.
By the way, I saw some of the key art for marketing. He has a full face mask.
Yep.
Have you seen that?
He looks like a Power Ranger.
Yeah, it's dumb.
It's dumb, and he's probably going to have some suit that's. I know he's got some tech from Wakanda already.
Right.
And I know that he still doesn't have a credit card because he's black.
Right. Because he's part of the Avengers.
Because he doesn't know all these multimillionaires and
yeah. It's kind of dumb.
It's really fucking dumb. It should be Falcon. If you wanted to make a Falcon movie, I'd watch it. I'd watch a Falcon movie. But as Eric July said, just giving him Captain America's hand-me-downs. That's considered progress. But that's the attitude. That's the attitude that's exposed in Am I Racist? It's like, and I'm taking their perspective, the ones Matt was exposing. These people, they don't know how to use apps. They can't go to the DMV and get a license.
Right.
They're marginalized. I mean, just think about that attitude, right?
Right.
And that's prevalent with woke white women, particularly. Oh, here we go.
This is from Sindek, by the way.
Maurice Sendak? Wait, what? Yeah, that's right.
A new poster.
Oh, perfect.
You,
well done, sir. Well done. Yeah. Real quick.
Yes.
So Gavin Newsom.
Ugh.
Just signed into law.
What now? I live in this horrible state.
There's a lot of back and forth about like what this law is against. I thought it was a fucking joke until Gavin tweeted it. So there is a law. It's AB, whatever the fuck it is. And it makes it illegal in California, essentially, to post a political meme. It's specific. You can hit share X-Ray Girl. Thank you. It's Governor Gavin Newsom signs bill regulating AI performance replicas into law. In a symbolic move, by the way, the governor visited the Los Angeles headquarters of Performers Union SAG-AFTRA to greenlight a legislation where making sure that no one turns over their name, image, or likeness to unscrupulous people without representation. But that's not the article. No. Go to his tweet.
That's different.
Go to his tweet. Where he essentially says that using an AI political ad that knowingly puts in a fake voice and everything, basically a parody, he's going to make that illegal. Now, if this is the case, it will never stand up in court. And I've seen some community notes on it saying, no, it's not necessarily that, but hang on. Can you find it, X-Ray Girl? If not, I can find it. X-Ray Girl?
Looking.
Okay. I can find it real quick. I retweeted it. Or I tweeted under it. It's in my replies, but I got it. Here. I'll get it to you.
Thank you.
There we go. It's going in private chat. Okay. So I just signed a bill to make this illegal in the state of California. You could no longer knowingly distribute an ad or other election communications that contain materially deceptive content, including deep fakes. There's a problem with that. It's not really an ad. It's a fake ad, which means it's a parody, which means you're essentially making parody illegal, which falls directly under this little thing called the First Amendment. So people can argue about the details. No, it's just if you put it in a political ad or whatever, fuck that. This is the first move to squelch. This follows Hillary Clinton saying people should be essentially prosecuted for misinformation. This follows the White House saying the same thing. This follows Kamala the same thing. The fucking left has all of a sudden, the champions of free speech from when I was a kid have turned into authoritarian fucking assholes. So they've turned into they're uniparty pieces of shit. That's what they are. So it's not surprising this comes from California. It won't last. I'm sure the internet will rise to the occasion and just make deep fakes and meme the fuck out of this, as they should. Even the thought of it, even if this thing is symbolic, even if it's against the First Amendment, will get shot down in the Supreme Court. The fact that Gavin's throwing it up there, it's just putting up the flagpole and see who salutes. They're going to try again. And we need to protect our free speech, no matter what side you're on. And really, you need to fucking wake up if you're I'm go team blue or whatever, and you're going to back this shit up, because whatever you do against the other side will do to you. Guess who loses? All of us.
This, first of all, I don't follow Gavin, but his tweets pop up in my feed all the time. This is horrifying. This is almost as bad as countries like Canada and the UK. That's how bad things are getting in the US. And watch what'll happen. I don't think if I tweet something out, they're going to care about me. Watch Elon tweet something out and go because he is willing to say, go F yourself. He's willing to do it. He'll do that. And then if he comes to the state of California, they'll arrest Elon Musk for this. Watch that happen. That's who this is intended to go after. Not little folks like me, but I could be wrong. I could tweet something out. I could tweet out an AI meme of myself, and they'll have cause to get me. This is just awful. Any free speech thing. Look, I worked for Larry Flint back in the 90s. I wrote comedy for Hustler, and I film threat. Larry Flint owned it for a time. That guy nearly gave his life for free speech. Okay. That you can look it up. The court case with Jerry Falwell. Watch the movie.
There's a movie on it. Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, very good. I helped with that movie. Okay, a little bit. Because I got the script from Scott Alexander and Larry Karaszewski to Larry. I was the sort of intermediary to make that happen. That was when Bill Murray was going to play.
Yeah. I remember that.
I was there. I can tell you stories that I can't tell you on this stream, but I learned a lot when I was there about free speech and the costs and why we need it. We need it to take down people like Falwell, or to dial back the DEI nonsense stuff with what Matt Walsh did with the documentary. Like, it is so important, this document, and to erode that with this it's horrifying.
Yeah.
I don't want us becoming the UK. Okay.
Exactly.
I mean,
yes.
For Facebook posts, you've seen those, and I'm just shocked. Like, I'm shocked what the things that keep coming out about what's happening there. How are they, like, at some point, I feel like the dam is going to break.
Well, this is what happens when you have a single party state, where the single party in the late 90s redistricted the state to where they would maintain power forever. This is why you need the Electoral College for Hail Razorfist for state voting now, because the city centers are dense, and they pretty much, Sacramento and LA run California, and San Francisco run California. California's a big state. Yeah. Big fucking state.
Those three cities, that's it.
That's it.
And then we are slave to those policies.
Yeah. And right now, and for years now, it's been decades, a slave to San Francisco politics. We have a San Francisco politician running for president. We have a San Francisco politician running the biggest state in the union, right? These are all disciples of Willie Brown. And quite frankly, Willie Brown was a better politician than both of them. Willie Brown at least liked to make money. Willie Brown at least believed in capitalism. Not saying he's a great guy or anything, but like he was a better fucking mayor. Gavin, like Kamala, and Gavin, they're autons. They're empty puppets. That's all they are. They will do whatever they need to do or whatever they need to say. Remember, like, election season's coming up, so Gavin all of a sudden cleans up all the homeless encampments in California. Remember, they cleaned up San Francisco when their boss, the Xi Jinping, came in. They can do this stuff whenever they want. Remember how bad California was during COVID? Like, remember, trains were getting robbed. Trains. Trains. Yeah. It was like the Old West again. This is I put like, Perry made a meme for me that I put right under that of Gavin as the devil, and I'd just say, be ashamed if the internet got to work on this. And I'm sure the internet will respond in kind and meme the shit out of him and make as many deep fake AI Gavin Newsom commercials as you possibly can. I mean, that'd be terrible. That'd be terrible if a bunch of Californians just went out and did that and challenged this immediately. So yeah, it's a step in the wrong direction, and that slippery slope. This isn't the start of it. This is the bottom. This is the beginning of the bottom of the slippery slope. And we have to fight hard to fight against this stuff. And the best way to do it, mock the hell out of it. Mock the hell out of it, because it's a fucking joke.
That's how Matt Walsh brought DEI down a peg.
Yep.
By just exposing it for the grift that it is.
The power of mockery.
Yeah.
The power of mockery. So yeah, I really don't like Gavin Newsom. I think I've made that pretty clear. Fuck that guy. That guy's policies, along with Mayor London Breed, like, directly affected a lot of people's lives, ruined thousands of people's lives, thousands of businesses, California lost seats because so many people left the fucking state. I saw a good meme. I can't remember what it was a reference for, but it's like, I can't believe people haven't used all my exes live in Texas as far as like, Elon is concerned. Because I do think he's moving Twitter out.
No, that's happening.
Yeah. Moving it to Texas. Let's get the soups. Hang on. Where'd you go, X-Ray Girl? Not you. I'm looking for your, there it is, for your message in the DMs. You can probably see me doing that. There we go. Oh, it was already up. Duh. Sorry. Carlos Lima for 50. Oh, congratulations. Population has gone up by 1 today, ladies and gentlemen. My wife just gave birth today. After thanking the doctor, I pulled him aside and sheepishly asked, how soon do you think I'll be able to have sex? He winked at me and said, I'm off duty in 10 minutes. Meet me in the parking lot. Oh!
Ayo.
Noons has gifted 50 Nerdrotic memberships for $250. Holy shit. Damn, Noons. Damn. Thank you. That's 250 more people who get to watch the Rings of Power watch party tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central. 10 a.m., 11 a.m. Don't hold me to that. I got to go to the gym first. Jack Crossbones has gifted 5 Nerdrotic memberships for $25. Thank you, Jack. We appreciate it. Mark Klein for 20 says, today marks 2 years since I quit drinking after 40 years. Oh, congrats, brother. And I've never felt better. Sobriety is the way. I gave up all the other dumb stuff a long time ago. Just thought I'd share some of the unused beer money. Cheers all. Go Padres. Yeah, they lost a tough one last night, but go Padres.
I'm seeing them next week with Paulie from Latino.
Oh, are you going to watch the Dodgers lose to the Padres?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, that's great.
Can't wait.
Maybe we'll steal first place from them. We got to, that was a good game last night. Manny Machado is a beast. Yes, he is. Steve Watson for 20 British pounds, proper money. I'm heartily bored with the coverage of this pap. Didn't your mums tell you not to speak ill of the dead? You are flogging a fading blood stain in the road. The dead horse is long glue. Find something worth our time. Mockery is absolutely worth my time. Thank you, Steve. But it's absolutely worth my time. I get a lot of...
You'll have a blast with Agatha.
Yeah.
We're going to have a blast.
I don't think there'll ever be a day where it's not fun taking the piss out of Hollywood. An industry that takes itself far too seriously. And I think it's good. And I enjoy it most of all. B-Chain315 for $10. Hail the Nooner. No more driving through NYC, Jersey, thank God. But more important, only 2 more days of Gore's birthday month. Hey, happy birthday month, Chris. Celebrate yourself.
I appreciate it.
Celebrate yourself. Make the most of it, champ. Love you guys. Love you too. Hey, Gary. Forget all this Marvel slop. I will shortly after I watch it. A trailer for Ancient... No, really? Oh, this is the best news. This is the best news.
We're going to be in Peru, I think, during the release.
That's all right.
Sad about it.
Well, we'll just watch it when we get back.
I'm so excited.
So, a trailer for Ancient Apocalypse Season 2 just dropped from Graham Hancock. It's releasing October 16th during the Peru trip. Well, we'll just cover it when we get back. I'm not in a rush. But I will be in Peru that week. Yes. We're only there for a week, right? Thank God it's in the same time zone.
Like a week
essentially.
And a half-ish.
Yeah.
Oh, side thing, Gary. Have you seen the trailer for Mickey 17?
I did. I watched it last night.
I think it looks pretty cool.
I think it looks good until I saw Mark Ruffalo. I wanted to throw things at the screen.
But Bong Joon-ho, like the guy who did Parasite.
Yeah.
like is the director. It's
It kind of reminds me of Moon a little bit. So it's about a clone. It's Robert Pattinson. But it does look good. It does look good. Yeah. I see Mark Ruffalo and this is why you should shut the fuck up and act. Because I see Mark Ruffalo and I'm like,
It's a turn off. But Robert Pattinson plays a dimwit who is an expendable on some space mission and is constantly getting killed.
Yes.
But they just print a new version of him. So it's, oh my God, it looks so funny.
It looks surreal and cool. And if you can get past Mark Ruffalo being in it, which a lot of people can't now, Chris, people are going to see him and go, nope, I'm out.
It's like Red Shirt, the movie. That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
I can't wait. It looks good.
So we'll be in Peru for a week. It looks like for the first time in the history and herstory of the show, Friday Night Tights might be missing a Friday.
No.
Yep.
It's so weird.
You've never missed one, even on the holidays.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think it's possible. I'm not definite on it yet. If I can find a way to make it work, I'll make it work. But like most of the team will be down there with me. and I don't know how good the internet is. So we'll see, but it's looking like, we might have an alternate place for you to go. I'm probably work something out.
You know what you should do? Okay, here's what you do. You know when like TV shows have been around for a long time, they every single one inevitably do a clip show of like so they make a show from old clips.
If we had a year to plan for that would be like, dude, long live streams, many years. And this is I'd have to hire a new editor.
We got daily. I'm sure we can do it all.
FNT's greatest battles and then record some stupid cheesy wraparounds with you and then intro all these segments. You've got the binge model fight. You can do it and then run it as a premiere like it's live. Oh my God. I think that would be great. But what does the chat want? The
chat wants FNT.
Oh, I know. We should play the episode that got taken down with Gundam. No, I'm kidding.
You could play clips from it.
Play the Gavin Newsom episode again.
Get the greatest conversations and arguments. It could be 6 hours, and then do a little intro with yourself or the whole crew. Just pre-record something. Hey, we're off in Peru, and then run these. I bet it would be one of your biggest shows.
I was able to pull one off from France. Okay, so it's possible, but yeah.
But what does the chat want?
Whatever the chat wants, chat gets. Okay, we don't put chat in the corner. Mad Max 71 for $5. Gary, Newsom is banning political memes in California. No more American Psycho. Oh, I doubt it. No, I think he just spurned on a meme revolution. So if they really try to do this, the internet will answer in kind. I promise you. Morning, Gary, Gore, and Exodagoo. Love you guys. Morning. Mad Max 71 for $5. Did you guys hear police found explosives near Trump's rally in New York? God, again?
Well,
I'm not surprised. It's a day that ends in Y. Michael, for $10, the critical praise for Agatha reminds me of Fight Club, where the department store rep tells Tyler, "This is the best soap." Disney is Tyler here, selling their own fat asses back to them. Yes. Oh, that's good. That's good. X-Ray Girl, to fix Gary's time blindness, you should always start the show 10 minutes later than when Gary tells you to. That way you'll always be on time. Well, the impetus of what, thank you, Rick Baker, 74 for $10, is usually us catching up. It's usually me, like, I haven't talked to Chris for a couple days, and it's us catching up on stuff.
Yeah.
The infamous El Guapo on the Streamlabs side for $7.77 says, Gary Gore, the real G&G. Hey, Gary, I'm in Grand Rapids and wondering if you're having a mini meetup or are you having any idea what day you'll be there at the con? No idea right now. Zero.
No plans whatsoever.
That
have
tab
been
is
made.
not open yet. I am going to be there. I can say I'm going to be there. I am going to be there, but I don't know when, where, in what capacity. I might be just rolling around the con buying comic books. So,
well, what they'll likely do is give Drinker a booth. I was there last year and they gave me a booth and I just sold stuff and met people. It was fun. So, yeah. Hopefully that's what they do for Drinker and you can hang out at his booth. Bless you.
Thank you. Oh my God. When I sneeze, it always like fogs up my glasses. Hang on a second.
Yeah. There you go.
So,
all right.
So I had eye surgery a long time ago. Yeah. Okay. So I did a lot of drugs. You probably heard that, right?
Yeah.
So I did a lot of drugs. I never like smoked or shot like speed, like never. So I snorted it, which gave me a vampiric nostril, dug out my nose and completely fucked up the my tear ducts. So eventually, this is years after I quit, right? I went to prison, came back. It was like I was out of prison for like 2 years. My tear duct collapsed.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's like having pink eye, but forever. Forever, because there's no irrigation going on in your eyes. This is in the early 90s. I had benefits. So I go in to get it fixed. For one, it took them forever to diagnose it and figure it out. And then once they did, they're like, well, there's two ways we can go. We can do a brand new thing called an angioplasty, you know, like they do for heart, but angioplasty for the eye. Too expensive. So we're going to drill into your face. So that's what they did. They broke my nose, they drill into my face, and they reconstructed the tear duct to the point where I had a tube hanging out my eye for a month till it healed around. And then they had to pull the tube out, and it didn't work. So I had to heal from that and go back and get the angioplasty, which took 45 seconds and worked. That whole process was a year. But because of that, the reason I'm telling you this story is when I can blow out my eye, I can close my nose and blow air out the corner of my eye.
I've seen people can do that. That's crazy.
So, and it's bad. Like, so when I sneeze, it gets shit under my glasses all the time. Don't do drugs, kid. Don't do drugs. They're really bad for you. Okay. To finish this one off. So yeah, we'll let you know though. That's in November. Would love to meet you, but it's a busy time for work. So would have to have a plan and bring Michigander Gore with you. If Gore gets invited to the con, maybe if they'll fly him out and stuff, they should.
By the way, I asked. They don't have the budget. I think they spent it on Drinker. So I asked already if they would fly me out again. I did a couple panels and then had a booth. They treated me great. It was great. Highly recommend it. But they're like, nah, we're budget wise. We're all, and they got Drinker. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I'll be in Wisconsin for like a month. So we'll figure something out. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
When is it?
It's in
November 15th weekend.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Just meet you there.
We'll see what happens.
Yes.
Because it's close enough for X-Ray Girl. It's not super far.
I'm driving down.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, Epic Mike is there too. Yeah. I met up with him.
Oh, now I'm not going.
I've already told him.
I'm just kidding. I love Epic Mike. I love Epic Mike.
Epic Mike took me and my sister out for dinner. It was great. Got to hang with my sister.
Is your sister out there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. She's in Michigan.
Cool.
So.
Yeah. I got a brother-in-law and my kids are in Wisconsin right now. So Adamant for $10 says, at what point do you think Disney will be desperate enough to pander to China by creating Captain China? I'm sure China has already created Captain China. Have they not? William for $5. Once the movie gets a high critic score published, the NPC review bombs will come flooding in to bring it down. I would not be surprised. Waddle Waddle Dee's Nuts for $4.99. Hey, Mr. Gore, have you seen or heard anything about Megalopolis?
I am seeing it Monday.
I'm curious.
I've heard mixed. I've heard it's brilliant, masterpiece. I've heard it's crap. But also, you could say the same thing. I remember Apocalypse Now when it came out in theaters.
Oh,
I saw
it,
and it was so freaky. You leave that the first time you see Apocalypse Now, you walk out and you're like, I don't know how to feel about what I just experienced.
Yeah.
My feeling is that's how we're going to perceive Megalopolis. So the screening I'm going to, they're doing a Q&A with Coppola and a bunch of the people there. So it's like, so I mean, it's 100% full. The front row of the IMAX screen is sold out. So I'll know
it's a master's last film. I'm going to check it out. I'm definitely going to see it.
But whenever I see mixed like that, for me, that's a good sign. Like this movie, quick movie tip. I'm going to review it later this week on Friday. The Substance. I told you I was like texting Mrs. Nerdrotic about this. It is one of the best movies of the year. It's one of the most shocking horror films I've seen in a decade. If there's any justice, Demi Moore, 61 years old, could get an Oscar nomination for this. She's full frontal nude in much of the movie, as is the younger version of her. It deals with everything about Hollywood and how they treat age. It deals with the beauty industry. I won't tell you much about the story. I'm seeing it for a second time tomorrow. And I just can't wait for other people to see it because I want to talk about it.
When's it released officially?
This weekend.
Okay.
It's like a horror movie that sticks with you. It's body horror. I mean, this is like, it's completely like this is a French director, female director who did one movie. This is only her second movie. She did a movie called Revenge, which I have not seen, but I'm told is very good, which is on Shudder. I'll probably subscribe to Shudder just to watch that one movie. But The Substance. The Substance. Don't watch. Rob Burnett has been raving about this movie since it was at Cannes because it had so many walkouts. Tons of people. It got a big standing O, but every movie there gets a sitting. But so many people walked out. It's the stuff that happens in it, Gary. I can't even begin.
I can't wait.
Describe it.
I can't wait. And yes, Apocalypse Now. I was a little younger, right? So, but I remember the reviews being mixed for that. I remember some people saying Coppola's lost it with this movie. Right. And it's one of the greatest movies ever made, period.
We're still talking about it. Well, Substance will create a lot of interesting discussions on Twitter.
Good.
People will hate it and people will
love it. Ed Song for $2 had a dirty thought. Sagatha all day long.
I've got my thumbnail says agony all along. I said that before as heard it because I was like, hey, that's our thumbnail. Like it was already up. But
like I said,
that's not original.
Do not worry about what other people are titling their videos. You're all going to catch the same things anyway. So
it's in the zeitgeist. Like, it's a good idea.
As a viewer, I don't go, well, shit, I'm not going to watch this video because that title's just like that one. Fuck, who does that? No. Nobody does. Oh God. I just like Johnny Laws. I love his titles for Rings of Power because it's just like, it gets worse. This is horrible. Oh, it's just I can't even fucking bother to make some clever and they're clever in themselves by just being good God,
I like Ryan's
we're fucked.
We're fucked. We are fucked. We
get wrecked.
Apostrophe. Yeah, get fucked. Like,
it doesn't bother me at all.
How many versions of fucked can you have?
I mean, I really limit myself because I stick to one word. We just try to stick to one word. Like occasionally I'll put a the, but yeah, sometimes it's like, what's the good word here? I don't know.
The good word is agony.
That for this one, yeah.
Yeah, you got to use it, Gary.
Null Face for $9.99. The good thing about Disney's murder of Star Wars is the original trilogy memorabilia is easier to scoop up on eBay. Buy on the dip. Sadly, it's fandom cannibalism. Yeah. Right now is a great time to buy Doctor Who, Star Wars, and Star Trek. Like older vintage. Star Trek is dirt cheap. It is like, I got a lot of Migos 12 inches Star Trek, the motion picture figures. I've never had all of them, like in my entire life. I got a lot of all of them for under $200. Yeah, Originals. Originals.
I had those. Oh my God.
The ones with the blue faces? Yeah.
I had it when I was a kid. I had Planet of the Apes. I had Fantastic Four. I had Captain America and Falcon. Mego was my jam.
Mego's awesome. Mego was great.
I just mowed lawns to get money and bought dumb shit.
But yeah, that's sadly the case. If you want some old Doctor Who action figures and stuff, now's the time to buy. But we missed an anniversary yesterday. I think it's 46-year anniversary yesterday of Battlestar Galactica, the original. Aired 46 years ago yesterday. Great show. That stuff ain't cheap. If you want to get it on card, it's not cheap. Show Enough for $2. Reminder, day 18 of Frank Gore's birthday month. Yes.
I'll take it.
Dragonheart. Dragon. So he's saying dragon like Jeremy would say it. Like Nerdrotic. It's an Alabama thing, I guess. Hey guys, I just wanted to know I just wanted you to know that I appreciate all of you very much. Gary, thank you for being the tip of the spear in combating the corruption of our cherished legends and stories. Oh, it's just a spear. We're all part of it. You guys are the tip of the spear. You guys are. But thanks. Albert, not a retro for 2 Canadian pesos. Am I racist? Yes, I am. And so are you, because we all are. M8566 for $2. Why does the Nooner start at 9 a.m. Gore time? Because it starts for me. It's
noon on the East Coast.
It's noon on the East Coast, yeah.
It's how time zones work.
It's also like we need to be done earlier because he's got a live stream, which he's got to take off to pretty soon. And you know, I need to
do a Nooner at any time.
I need to actually, I'm just going to probably just watch the X-Files. I recorded my intro for the Agatha video already. Because, I mean, I really don't give an opinion on the show. I don't know, but I give the preamble gets put in. So Perry's working on it right now. And then it airs at 8. So I'm just going to chill out a little bit before the show comes out. And then Rings of Powers tomorrow, too. Problematic Panda for $10. Gender-swapped Matlock is nothing sacred. Write an original character already and stop bastardizing existing ones. I know that, like, you can hear the producer who probably just thought they were the first one to think of it. Let's remake Matlock, except this time with a woman. I'm a genius. Astra Luna for $4.99. Professional critics won't review because they are part of the solving racism exorcism scam. Yes, they're anti-racist. They're anti-racism. I think the most important quote of the entire film was the one at the very beginning from, what was his name again? I have it written down on my notes. Ibram X. Kendi, the author of How to Be an Anti-Racist, when he says, and I quote, "The only way to fight past discrimination is with present discrimination," unquote.
Sure.
Thank you for your honesty. Albert, not a retro for 5 Canadian pesos. I really like it when X-Ray Girl reads stuff soft and slow, but she keeps forgetting to mention the 900 number and rate per minute. Well, that's your own fault. It's in the fine print. Robert Hayes for $8.99. For the entire panel, if the eternal dragon Shenlong granted me a wish, it would be that the president for life of Lucasfilm. What would be your game plan? Vault it for a decade. Vault it for a decade, come back, erase everything, even Andor, made by Disney Star Wars, and start over, keeping in mind that Han, Luke, and Leia are the heart and soul of this franchise. And now we're at the point, Mark Hamill's made it very easy, where you probably think about recasting. But you recast good, not recast now. If you really felt like you needed to do it. And I would continue their adventures and move forward. And then if that was successful, I would really start telling stories outside of that. Unfortunately, business-wise, I mean, like creative-wise, it would be better to just go generations past the Skywalker saga and start afresh. But you're basically starting a brand new franchise. You might as well do something original at that point. That's about it. Too much damage has been done, though. I don't think you fix it. I think I said this a long time ago. Everything has its time, right? The Shadow was the most popular superhero in America by far. Now, a lot of people like the Shadow. The Shadow's really good. Shadow had a good run, but the Shadow is not prevalent. It's too bad because I wish he was, and maybe somebody will take a crack at it again someday. But same goes for Flash Gordon. Same goes for Buck Rogers. If I was ever going to like take on a property and be in charge of it, I'd do Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers. For one, it's possible very soon. I think it is with some aspects of Flash Gordon already, but because the copyrights run out. But those are the two I'd take on. Lady Wendelin for $5. For great British comedy, I highly recommend Father Ted, Vicar of Dibley, and Red Dwarf TV series. So wrong, but hilarious. Somebody sent me a complete Red Dwarf, and I plan to watch it. Brother Sindek, what's up? Says X-Ray Girl, check your DMs. And she already did.
Thank you.
Did. Matthew Faxine, 1993 for 10 Canadian pesos. Talking about movies, have any of you seen In a Violent Nature? It's basically Friday the 13th, but through the perspective of the killer. It's an okay film. There's one kill that's really good, though. I have not. Have you seen In a Violent Nature, Chris?
Yes, I have. I know exactly the kill he's talking about. A woman's doing yoga and uses a hook. I'm not going to ruin it, but oh my God, one of the greatest kills in a horror film in years. In a Violent Nature, very good horror film. Very good.
Right. Dave Filoni's dog for $5. Dave feeds me bananas because of the shape, not of the taste. I'd rather eat chocolate or grapes.
That super chat is a rerun from G&G Daily
in
the morning. I heard that exact
rerun your super chats. It's all good here. Thomas Pickett for $2. Does Disney have a agitprop division? Probably. They have a division for fucking everything. Okay. But yes.
Yes. I don't know. I was listening to Megyn Kelly talk about that. What's going on at ABC. It's fucked.
Oh, they got busted. That memo, which I thought was just bullshit, actually came out. That affidavit came out that they gave Kamala the questions, but it was obvious. It was like, are we shocked about this?
None of it surprised me.
That's why she said no to Fox, because she wouldn't get the questions in advance. It's not like Fox wouldn't be nice to her or anything, but yeah, of course. Kong Seed for $15. Gary, isn't Finrod literally the Valinor waiting for Galadriel after sacrificing himself for Beren? He is released from the halls of Mondos, right? Why does she jump off the boat? Her motivations make... Yes, by the way, she would have reunited with that brother. But why does she jump off the boat? Because she had to be warrior Galadriel. And because Stone looks up at boats and the boats float. I don't fucking know. She's on her way to heaven. She's on her way to heaven and she turns her back on it. And they're trying to state that thematically, that's what she does, thanks to the burning of the ships and the rebellion and all that shit, which is fucking retarded. That was their justification. I don't know the exact quote, but that was their justification. I remember reading it like 2 years ago. So here's the deal. They wanted to make an intersectional feminist Galadriel. And instead of her being the embodiment of femininity and power, real power, they wanted her to be Legolas and Aragorn because they feel like Lord of the Rings is action, and they just needed to remake Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. It's really that simple. And then they have the guy, J.D. Payne, who's actually knowledgeable about the lore, but he's also full of shit. And Patrick McKay, who isn't knowledgeable about the lore, as knowledgeable as J.D. Payne, is kind of like the yes man. And they're out there. Their whole job is to run a front for Amazon's remake of Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings in Second Age. This isn't shit I'm making up. This is shit I was told by people who worked on the show. J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay did a very good pitch. They were going to write for the show. They were never going to be showrunners. There was never Gandalf. There was never any Harfoots. There was no Hellbrand. There was no shipping. None of that shit in the beginning. Thomas Pickett for $2. Does Disney have any adjective? Oh, I read that one. Dragon's Horn for $10. The power of one, the power of two, the power of bankruptcy.
That's good.
Uncle G, thank you for our House of the Dragon community on Sundays. Oh, you're welcome. Strega, I miss it. We'll be back. It won't be House of the Dragon, but it'll be Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Well, a Penguin comes out tomorrow. Is that, I mean, and now they're teasing like this ties into the Batman 2. Like they're trying to set it up like you have to see it. So
I don't feel like I have to. I'm going to see it because it's pop culture and I cover it. But tomorrow's Rings of Power all day. I got to record a video. So I'll probably watch it on the weekend, but I'm not going to review it. Chris and I were there at the panel in our really hoity-toity Access Media pig pen. We were in next to the stage that Chris and I were at, and we got to see the Penguin panel, and it looks really average and fine. Doesn't look terrible. Doesn't look terrible at all. It doesn't look very good.
It's not intriguing. Agatha. I mean, lesbian witches could improve the Penguin.
Boom. Boom. Man, you should work in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Keaton Bailey for $5. Did you see the Dave Grohl news about his new child? I bet when he broke the news to his family, he said, I got another confession to make. Listen, he's a rock star. He cheated on his wife. That is the most unshocking news I've ever heard. A rock star who travels the world cheated on his wife.
I can't
Shocking news. I can't believe it.
Oh my God. Jeez.
I mean, it is the curse of Trump for sure. But yeah, now we just got a bunch of memes like Dave Grohl's my dad. This goes back to Steve Garvey. Good old Steve Garvey. Run for office, give him a vote, because I think he wants to take Peter Adam Schiff's position. So vote for Steve Garvey. Legend, baseball legend in LA, legend in San Diego. Gave San Diego its greatest sports moment of all time. I love Steve Garvey. He cheated on his wife and had a couple kids or a kid. And there was a whole meme back in the 80s with bumper stickers all over San Diego that said, Steve Garvey's my dad. Nobody cares. It's a baseball player. It's a rock star. Oh my God, Joss Whedon cheated on his wife, a movie producer surrounded by hot women all day. I am so shocked. Best advice to the dudes, don't get married. Because you don't want to be. Best advice to the women, keep in mind that they're surrounded by hot women every day and they're men. Okay? Some people are loyal. That's great. That's awesome. But be aware of your surroundings. Maybe, do what Warren Beatty did. Sow your wild oats till you're like 65 and then settle down. Day Tripperera for 50 Argentinian pesos. Did Am I Racist already pass Secret Society of Magical Negroes in box office? I'm wondering. I think.
Oh my God! It probably did. It probably did.
Let me find out.
Oh,
I wouldn't be surprised if it already did.
Yes. Where do you go for? Okay, it's
Google.
yeah.
That's all I do. And the 2024 film. Wait, hang on. I got a clip for this. I haven't used it in a while. Hang on. Let me find it.
My God. Yes, I know what you're gonna play.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. Okay. It is very possible that's why the financial success of Am I Racist is important. What it represents. That people want something else. I mean, like the number of movies, that should be part of the marketing too.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Okay. So the 2024 film,
The American Society of Magical Negroes,
grossed $2,496,248 worldwide. Domestic, it made $2,480,645. International, $15,603. So yes, Am I Racist has doubled the global box office of
The American Society of Magical Negroes.
That's brilliant. That's awesome. It goes to show, like with these films and whatnot, the ones that resonate and the ones that do not. You know, it's yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much, that's going to make my top 5 woke Hollywood disasters of 2024. I think that's a shoe-in.
Yeah.
I think it's a shoe-in. Dad's Den of Pop Culture for $5. I wonder if any of the new Marvel shows have beaten the viewership of the 70s, 80s Incredible Hulk. No, not even close. Not even close. That is definitive. I'm going to guess what the ratings were for the Incredible Hulk. It was the 70s. 10 million?
Wow.
10 million? That's what people, that was a lower viewed show. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, something like that. Yeah. Hell no. Did it even get close? The X-Files opened with, I believe, 8 million views. And it was the 63 most watched show that year. The 63rd. That amount of views would be the number 1 show of this year.
Yeah, the pie has been broken up into so many thin slices now. There's even no dominant, you've discussed this, conversation. You know, like X-Files. We watching X-Files. That was, people were talking about it. You had to see it. Like, that era is over. And it's not for the better. Someone even asked a dumb question on Twitter. Said,
okay, go on.
No. Just, what time in history would you like to live? What would you like? I don't want to live in the present. This present sucks. I think let's go back to the time before cell phones even.
I'm glad. I would not trade my life with anybody for anything for any reason.
Right. But I'm saying, like, even Tarantino said, like, what's his favorite era? He made movies in the far past and the 70s. Like, what? And he said, I any time before cell phones, I want to make a movie. But at the era of cell phones, movies are whatever. You always
less
gotta,
important. So, yeah, just to give you an idea, highest rated Oscars of all time. Highest rated Oscars of all time was in 1998.
Wow.
57 million people watched it.
Wow. The Super Bowl still does pretty well, Gary.
Yeah, the Super Bowl. Yeah.
But that's it. I can't think of any other events. Award shows as a genre is kind of dead. I forgot the Emmys happened. Did you know the Emmys were on Sunday? Is anyone talking about it? There was a dumb speech by John Leguizamo about DEI.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I'll check the ratings. Oscars last year, 18 million.
Yeah.
Let's see. Emmy. Dude, they just had the Emmys. This is weird because they've had an Emmys this year already in January.
They do different ones. Like daytime Emmys.
Was this daytime or no? Day Emmys.
I don't know, but Shogun did well apparently.
Almost 7 million people watched. 6.87.
These used to be events.
These used to be huge.
They were events. They were huge.
Triple that.
Yeah.
The Penguin is about the rise to power after Falcone's fall. Here's my question about the show. What the fuck is Batman doing? You think he's trying to stop this? Why is Batman adjacent shows suck? I think it's prior to Falcone's fall. That's I think it's like an origin, but I'm not sure. Enoch Momon, you could be right. Danny Tatman for 12 for $5. Just watched 16 Candles for the first time last night in theaters. I strive to be that freshman in real life. Kids got game. Also, would have killed to grow up back then. Incredibly different compared to growing up in the 2010s. You say that. But as a person who grew up back then, and I loved my childhood, I loved experiencing life before the internet. I do. But people who have already experienced the internet would have found it incredibly boring. We had to go out and like build forts and do shit because there was nothing on TV. And maybe that's what you want, but it was boring. It was boring. Albert Not a Retro for 5 Canadian pesos. The Flash as a character could carry a movie. The problem with Ezra Miller's Flash was apparently everything, especially Ezra Miller. Yep. Okay, real quick, we want to put this up. Meetup.
Muted. Yes. So we have the San Antonio meetup, which is going to be Wednesday, October 23rd from 7 to 10 p.m. The link for the RSVP is below in the description, and I believe the mods do have it, which I can also resend that to you guys if you need. But it is going to be at a 21 and up bar. So if you are underage, I'm sorry, you cannot attend. And you will need to use your legal name for the venue purposes when they check your ID. So please, please, please make sure you sign up with your name. And then on top of that, there is going to be a donation drive where if you bring in pantry items, you can get some free drink tickets at the front door while supplies last. So yeah, it's
X-Ray Girl is your legal name, and bring your expired cans of vegetables, and you'll get a free drink.
I mean, yeah, I think it's a good trade, right? Why not?
I think it's a great trade.
Yeah,
I'm still debating going to SpaceCon. I don't know why I'm debating. So this is on the Wednesday. I'd have to come out for Wednesday.
Yeah. You can come out like in the daytime, and then roll on in.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll see.
Rye the Guy for $5. Real quick. Again, this meetup is, we keep them they're free. And this is just so, this is a thank you to everyone. And I wish we could do this in every city. I wish we could do this all the time. We do it as much as possible. This is my first hometown one, but it's a thank you for allowing us to have the best gig in the world. It is not a creator schmoozing event, which some people in the past have confused it to be that, which it isn't. It is pure gratitude. That's all it is. So it's for you guys to hang out with each other and have a good time. It's for us to throw you a little party. It's the very least we can do. Ride the Guy for $5. Looking forward to Agatha because the memes that are going to come from the hot mess are going to be epic. That's what I'm hoping for. Mercedes F1 fan for $2.99 Australian. They changed plot for mom to not alienate viewers. They did reshoot, Mom. They did, for sure. And Marvel has come out and said, essentially, and I've been told, that they're like not going to do the homework thing anymore. But again, this is a holdover. Now, I am not, what did the kids say? Sweeping for Marvel. I am not at all. I've heard things. I will believe them when I see them. But I think the events of Comic-Con are not perfect. I don't think it solves any real problem for the future, but I do think it stops the bleeding, and it created conversations about Marvel the first time in years that gained interest, that weren't just, oh, this is shit. So props for doing that, but you should have listened to your audience a lot sooner and you wouldn't be in this mess. End of story. Agatha is trying to be like Wicked. Gene the Machine, yes. Japanese Demon Lord for $2. The Witch Burners did nothing wrong. Grim Jim for $4.99. Legion Season 3 became, hey, David, how about you off yourself and your male toxicity by time travel? Yes. I actually dipped out in the first episode because it was so good and it was building up to such cool shit. And in the first episode, there was some line about going penisless for 25 years and fucking male toxicity. I was like, fuck off. Bye. And I was done. That wasn't even, I think that's in the first 10 minutes of the first episode of the third season. I never went back. I'm like, what a waste.
Oh my God.
Yep. But the first two were not like that. And it was interesting. Went and saw Blazing Saddles this past Sunday. Wife never saw it till then. It was awesome to see a somewhat packed theater enjoying a classic. Hell yeah, D-Roy for $4.99.
Because it was only like 2 screenings. I missed it. I ended up not going.
Yeah, they only.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yep.
Like they got to open these. Like Coraline is in theaters, which is a really good
4K Blazing Saddles comes out next month, so I'll just watch it at my home theater.
They always show something extra, like an interview or whatever.
Yep.
I'm really curious if there was a trigger warning. I haven't heard yet. Anyone who saw it, please, I'd like to know. Sorry, Gary.
Governor Pennypacker of Pennsylvania tried to ban comics with politicians as animals in 1902. He was done as a parrot. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Not surprising. Grim Jim for $4.99. Cue the dead Kennedys. I'm Governor Gavin New. My aura's cold and never true. Soon I'll be emperor. Yes.
God, I love the dead Kennedys.
Lance $4.99. Padres are trash. Try winning a World Series. Hey, screw you. Screw you and your World Series privilege. Okay. No, we haven't won one ever.
Hey, the Lions never they've never been to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they won a championship in
lost
1950.
Super Bowl. In the 50s.
Yeah. I mean, God, that was only like 74 years ago. So
sure.
Like the Lord of the Rings was a new book. The Lions. No, was it even out? I don't think was it even out?
What year did it come out?
There was no Lord of the Rings books when the Lions won a championship.
Are you kidding me?
I think it was 55, right? 55 kids, 54. I can't remember now. I wasn't alive. Sorry.
Dune came out in 1965. So I know that, and that it's so weird.
1954. Yeah. So yeah. 1954.
Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah, it just had its 70th anniversary. Bruce Lee Roy Jenkins for $2. Walsh is on Rogan today. Should be a fun listen. Oh, really? Matt Walsh. Yeah.
Great anime fan.
I want to hear a Joe Rogan, Matt Walsh gaming and anime discussion for 2 hours. Let's go.
I just ignore when they talk about that. It's like, whatever,
well, he trolls sometimes. Like today he was talking about like you're a pussy if you take a sick day as an adult. And it's like, no, you're not.
I kind of agree with that.
I don't.
Because I'm like, when I'm sick,
when you're really sick. No, here's the deal. If you're taking a mental health day, okay, yeah, we're talking like fuck that shit.
That's stupid.
That's stupid. But like if you're really sick and you're contagious and you go to work and you get because you need
get more people
to get more people sick, fuck you.
Yeah. But you know,
if you're working if you work from home and you're in your jammies, yeah, get off your ass and work. I mean, like I've streamed sick all the time, whatever. But if you're talking like going to the fucking auto shop, you're going to go turn some wrenches with 103 fever and get all your other fucking techs sick. And believe me, it's happened. Yeah, I get pissed. Like, motherfucker, go home, dude. Don't get us all sick. I got to work too.
Yeah. But I kind of like, for me, I work every day. I just don't like,
I understand that.
If
you're working for yourself, it's a whole different story. But if you got to go in, and again, I'm not talking about a sniffle or something like that. I'm like, you're just breaking out in fever and you're going to get everybody sick. Fuck that. No, stay home. Come on. Don't get everybody else sick. Greetings all. What happened to Lauren Chen? I don't know. She got, I even think it was an official indictment. She got mentioned by the DOJ. I don't know shit, but, and then, YouTube yeeted her and everything about it. And we haven't heard a fucking thing.
Yeah.
So,
It's been very quiet. I'm sure
quiet.
she's not going to talk about it. But yeah, that was.
I don't know.
Weird.
It was weird. Eric Nolan for £5 Hey, I went to the Candlelight Orchestra of TV and Film Music the other day, and they had a Rings of Power music section, and everyone went to the bathroom. Ha ha ha. Gen X Cynic for $4.99. Clip shows were always the result of budgets shortfalls, and the show. I always hated clip shows.
No, but Gary, let me pitch it to you. Make fun of clip shows while you're doing a clip show.
I think honestly, I think it's a great concept. I would never have time to do it.
But all you have to do is record the wraparounds, let someone else like find those big conversations. You can put together 3 hours easy of that stuff.
300 plus shows averaging 4 hours a piece. I'd have to get a team of editors to do that.
Think of this. The first appearance of Az. The first, like, you could have like, I mean, actually, yeah, you could spend a year on it and then bank it and run it when you have to. Like, you might want to do like a clip show every year and then make it themed or what. I think it's because now you have enough shows to do it. They're all cataloged. You could do it like first appearance of Az, first Ryan show. You know, that would be kind of fun, right?
Maybe for clips. People tune in for live. They tune in for interaction, even if they're not participating. They turn in for that live real-time voice that's either in the background and stuff. That's why people tune into live television. That's why it's always been.
But the chat is its own thing. There's a whole thing going on in the chat.
I know.
So, like, please, or just rerun an episode. Rerun
the voice of the people.
You're asking me to do this when I have two editors and we've got two fucking shows out right now. I can't do it. Okay.
Rerun the first FNT episode.
I mean, ask me in November when nothing's out, like possibly, when there's nothing going on, but which sucks, but oh well.
Give yourself a break. I think that would be, dude, I would watch live.
The only problem with doing it live from Peru is we'll be on a tour that day at that time. Now we could do it later and we do it like an old school Friday Night Tights where we start at 7 at night or something like that, Central Time.
Actual night.
That's a possibility. So I haven't decided on anything. We might do it.
TBD.
You never know. TBD.
Let the chat decide.
A real nobody. For $4.99. The Replacements, one of the best sports movies, FNT Replacements. Let the show be run by the second string.
Oh, that's a good idea too.
That's a terrible idea.
No, it's great.
That is a terrible idea.
Have Disparu in there, like
maybe Disparu.
Yeah. Disparu alone.
I have an example of why that's a terrible idea.
Okay.
I have alternative plans, but I don't want to discuss them now because I think it'd be kind of fun to make it a surprise.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
That's why. Try not to say anything right now.
Okay,
Chris.
you're going to gender and race swap everybody.
It should be a bunch of.
It'll
Gender
just be
and race
the
swap
next
everybody.
cast on Friday night.
Oh my God, Friday night buttholes. That's what it would be. Talking about buttholes for 3 hours.
Takeover. Yes. Gary,
Only
get over-
slightly different conversation than we have
Madam-
normally.
Yes, you get Chrissy, Madam Savvy, you get Vera, all the women. A female takeover of FNT. Female night
Disney's
tights.
FNT.
Female night tights.
Oh no.
Haru Kami for £2 You swap the real BBC. Can't as do FNT for 1 week? Maybe. Like I've got like tons of plans that I just don't want to talk about because I want to make it a surprise. It's not like I talk about like the making of my stuff all the time. I'm fully transparent, but this one I think would be a cool surprise if it works out, if my idea works. But I don't know. We still might do a show. I haven't even looked at our itinerary for Peru yet. Speaking of trigger warnings, I watched Galaxy Quest yesterday and it had a warning for outdated attitude. Oh, fuck off.
Oh, so there was
kidding?
one.
I couldn't
Where?
believe it. By the way, Sigourney Weaver is smoking hot. She is.
Yes, she is.
Decline Lions for 10.
Where was it on streaming?
Yeah, what streaming service was it?
Like who is adding?
Caloth for $3. Hail. So Gavin's bill essentially just banned 90% of Democratic campaign and super PAC ads. Who regulates the airwaves? The FCC. This will fall on lack of jurisdiction. Well, I mean, it won't pass the First Amendment smell test. It'll get shot down in the Supreme Court. It might even get shot down before that. Matthew Hammond for $3. It might get shut down within the next 48 hours. A small asteroid designated 2024 PT5 will be captured by Earth's gravity and be a mini moon from September 29th until late November 25th. Oh, that's cool.
Oh.
We just missed one the size of a stadium, got within 600,000 miles of our planet, which would have been a bad day.
Very.
Agatha just looks terrible. Why release this? What the fuck? That's what everybody's thinking. Loppy loud. Snakes and Funerals for $5. I would pay good money for a Buck Rogers reboot, dark and gritty or otherwise. I would too. Robert Hayes for $1.99. I'm a fan, but is Batman overrated? Overdone now. Completely overdone. I would argue way overdone. Agatha Rings Acolyte porno for Gary, says Wonder World Comics. A little bit. Albert Not a Retro for $5. No excuses to cheat, to drag down all the guys because of Hollywood scum. Simon Ho for 5 Canadian pesos. I'm sure the actors, when asked if it's the gayest Marvel show, have to pander to the gay agenda or be called homophobic, especially when it's a gay man asking them right there on the red carpet surrounded by a bunch of gay men. But coincidentally nailed it. R.H. Diver for $1.99. Gary is the big veiny shaft of the spear. Oh boy. Albert Not a Retro for 5 Canadian pesos. What happened to X-Ray Girl's racism going gong? Oh, racism gong. Did Ryan cause it to break? Where's your racism gong?
It's over on the shelf over here. Just the desk is a little too messy right now with my laptop being on it and all the extra stuff. Oh, it'll come back.
Albert Not a Retro. Thank you. Carlos Estrada for $3. Doesn't Marvel already have a Captain China? His name is the Mandarin. This is true. If they want to be a bit more authentic, the Mandarin could have been have a bear-like facial textures and orange-tinted hair. Will they bother or not bother with D. Marvel's The Mandarin? Well, I mean, weren't they? Hang on. The Mandarin. The Mandarin was in something. Well, it's, yeah, Shang-Chi. They essentially did it in Shang-Chi. Did they not? Try to block that movie out of my mind mostly. But just witnessed the Australian office from Amazon garbage, says Angry Shellback. Jason Cole for $5. If Cubs can do it someday, the Padres, yes, the Padres too, but probably in a different city. Oh, shut up. No. Hey, San Diego's a baseball town. San Diego's like top 5 baseball towns in the country now. San Diego has is in the top of attendance. It was voted the best ballpark 2 years in a row. They sell out more than they were selling out as much as the Yankees were and the Mets. It's a baseball town now, 100%.
The Padres Stadium is amazing. It's amazing. I've been in all areas of it. It's an awesome park.
Yeah. They're pretty good this year. They're a scrappy little bunch. They cut their payroll by $90 million, and they're just 4 games behind the Dodgers, who spent $1.4 billion on their payroll. Enoch Maman reviews and rants for $5. You're required to call in sick if you work in a kitchen. Otherwise, you'll be fired. There you go. Dragonzord 979 for $5. Saw today on Twitter that the streamer Destiny is going after the critical drinker. Curious to know your thoughts on the matter. The streamer Destiny is an Adderall infected retard, and I don't think critical drinker needs to worry about a damn thing.
It's yeah, I don't know if you follow Warren on social media. He's the guy that took down the whole J.K. Rowling thing. He had a great video, and he has a take on Destiny. He was on a stream. I think he's one of those people that I've met people like him before. They think they are smarter than they are.
Mm-hmm.
He's because he talks fast and he has some buzzwords that he may or may not fully understand the definition of. He talks fast, and so he gets you with his style of arguing, but he's ultimately a moron. It reminds me of people I argued with in college, or I've argued with on the festival circuit, or who I've argued with, in film review media, where I am apparently a pariah. So I don't care, but I've watched him and I'm like, oh, he's stupid, but he's using all these tricks to appear intelligent.
This is a person who thought an open relationship would work.
Right. It's
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just end it right there. He thought an open relationship would work.
And
seriously,
was so braggadocious about, oh, I bang all these other girls. It's like, all I said is, hey, give this time. And it will end as it always does.
Destiny is like a lot of streamers, young streamers who haven't done a fucking thing in their life before. They have no life experience, and everything is just an idea for them, or it's what they're regurgitating information without actually living any life or going to any jobs. All due respect to Matt Walsh, I don't think Matt Walsh ever fought fires, turned a wrench. Did the things I've done.
Shitty jobs. He had shitty jobs early in his life.
I've had many shitty jobs, many for decades.
I did too.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, when I was 9, I was mowing lawns, doing whatever I could. I had newspaper routes when I was 9 through 19. I was doing newspaper routes in college because it made so much money.
So maybe not Matt Walsh, but Destiny for sure. Destiny hasn't fucking turned a wrench, set up railroad tie, hasn't done any of that.
Worked in a factory.
Worked
fast food.
Worked fast food. I worked lots. I worked at Burger King, Carl's Jr., Wendy's, and McDonald's.
Burger King, I was a cook. I made burgers.
Was that your first job?
No.
Second job, I guess?
Burger King's the flame broiler. So it's that little conveyor belt, and you're cooking burgers is putting frozen patties on a conveyor belt.
I used to feel like that. Yeah. Assemble it. Yeah.
Albert Nada Retro for 5 Canadian pesos. You sit in front of a camera and yap. I'm a lime worker, lifting 24 to 90 pounds product for hours at a time. Real work, Chris. Real work. Yep. Even at Tesla, as my cushy little parts job at Tesla, I was mostly driving a forklift, certified forklift driver. Jeremy, you're not the only one. I wasn't picking up little cans of pop. I was picking up Tesla car batteries, which are the length of a car. And I was running around getting those. And also Teslas go through a shit ton of tires. So I was lifting tires every day. picking up tires. KK for $5. My wife and I have a yearly tradition of watching the Emmys because we watch all the shows. It gets worse and worse every year. I heard it was terrible this year. Albert, not a retro for 5 Canadian pesos. Chris, I wanted the Simpcast. If I want the Simpcast, I'd watch the Simpcast. I don't want Friday night Simps. Better no show at all. There you go. I think Chris is just joking. Alex for $1. The Batman grounded shit is getting out of hand. I could not agree more. Now, apparently the name of the Penguin isn't realistic. They said the comics are for children. Yeah, like Batman needs to go back into the Fantastic. They need to adapt the animated series. They need to make Gotham a character. They need to put it in a futuristic 30s, like Tim Burton tried to do and did in the first one. He made Gotham a character. It's otherworldly. Marvel is the world outside your window. That's not what DC is. Now, DC has become that. Dan Dildo or Didio or whatever. I was never a fan of the dude. The guy could never stick with anything. They pulled the rug out from under retailers a lot. They lied to retailers a lot. Although saying that, they were still nicer than Marvel was to retailers, for sure. But I just read an article today. The reason we didn't get a DC and Marvel crossover in his reign is because he didn't want to do it. He felt basically too insecure about it. He's like, why help the competition? And it's like, you know what? You do those once in a while because they're fun. They're not seminal, groundbreaking works. They're just fun. But that was his attitude. Yeah, not a fan. Not a fan. A lot of good work came out under his reign, and then he undercut it, like within a couple of years. The Batman grad, yeah, so I read that one already, X-Ray Girl. Destiny said blue-collar working guys, including tradesmen, are low bar. Well, no blue-collar guy ever lost his woman to a twink in a skirt. Albert, not a retro.
Brilliant. By the way, some
Sorry,
brilliant
wrong button.
people. Some incredible.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button.
What are you doing?
Fucking up.
Incredible authors have come from blue collar.
Blue collar.
Like, think of it. I mean, like, just through history, it's all people who have lived, who've had experience, and they have something to say.
Albert,
freaking Jack Kirby was in World War II.
Yes.
So was Stan Lee.
Albert, Destiny would be in the fetal position crying within 15 minutes of one day of your work. One day.
I see that guy, and I can guarantee you, I've never met him, but I guarantee you he's probably a short king. But also, if I shook his hand, it would be a floppy, soft hand.
Like the delicate little...
So hearty hand clasp.
Yeah. The great irony is Destiny likes the socialism, is that would be the kind of job he would be assigned by the government if he got what he wanted. You almost want them to get it. You almost want them to win, to watch their fucking faces when they get their communist fucking utopia. And as we both get sent to the gulag to die digging ditches, we would at least have the last laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we knew it was coming. Yeah, a lot of people going after the drinker. I'm surprised it took this much time. When you're on the top, people are going to be shooting for you. And props to the drinker. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, what's the reason? I was like, what is the catalyst?
Because he
exciting incident.
Because he can put out the most succinct, short form video that hits all. It's not just bullet points. You get the points. You understand that he watched it. You understand why he doesn't like it. He gives you a reason, and he does it in such a succinct manner, and nobody on YouTube can do it. So he gets the points across that I, for example, somebody who's not as good as him, that takes me 25 minutes. He can do it in 8.
Yeah.
He can do it in 8.
That
is a rare fucking talent, and it's awesome. And that's why people like him. Plus, he's funny. That's the other important part. Got to be funny. He's funny. Destiny's funny looking, unintentionally funny, but he ain't a funny dude.
And Drinker has the best thumbnails.
His thumbnails get the point. They get the point.
His thumbnails are lazy What I'm saying is it doesn't matter. They're lazy. Like, what is it? It's the screenshot.
It's not about like it's a screenshot,
But it's not about that.
But it's not about that. No, I think
Right.
his thumbnails
I'm
are great for his channel. Great. I saw a Reddit thread yesterday. Oh, I should have screen capped it for Perry. That said, Nerdrotic's channel is completely toxic and out of line, but I got to give it up for these thumbnails.
That's great. No, your thumbnails are awesome.
Yeah.
They're what you call in advertising. This is for movie posters too. They call it second read. What that is you see the thumbnail and you're like, oh, that's cool. You look at it again and you notice other details that give it a layers. So I for any graphic stuff I do, I like to give it what they call the second read. You notice new things.
Rayaka for 60 Martian pesos. What if FNT, but everyone swap you all spouses? Yeah, we're not the stream for that. That's for other streams, not for me.
No.
Okay. Raven Black Sparrow for $5. Gary, don't worry, my team. The Mariners have never made it to the World Series. I hope they do someday. I'm the Mariners. Poor Mariners. Whatever. Fucking Seahawks won Super Bowls, so whatever. Like San Diego's never won shit. Robert Hayes for $4.99. What do you guys think of the Versus comics from the 90s? I love them. Love them. Love them. Have them all. Darius for $5. Do you think Matt Reeves is a hack? I've noticed that his Batman movie plot is extremely similar to the Telltale Season 1 game. It is extremely similar. And yes, I think Matt Reeves is the best of the Jar Jar Abrams descendants. But he comes from Bad Reboot. I think he is the best of them. I think he makes really average movies. They're not bad. They're not bad, which is saying something coming from Bad Reboot. Albert Not a Retro for 2 Canadian pesos. One day he'd leave after they showed him the job. Yes, you're right. You're right. Okay, that's where we're going to wrap it up. Chris, what do you got coming up?
Hollywood on the Rocks with the great Ing the Merciless. I'll be on there at 1 p.m. Pacific. So in less than 90 minutes, we're gonna talk first 4 episodes of Agatha.
Ooh.
We'll give you our early reaction. So
It's not, don't call it a review. Don't call it a review.
It's not a review, it's a reaction. So I'm doing that, and then Friday talking about the Substance, which will be fun.
Yes.
So, and I'll be watching FNT on Friday too.
Sweet.
I don't care if it's a clip show. I'll watch it.
This Friday is live. We're talking about mid-October when we're in Peru. So yeah, we got Johnny Laws coming on this Friday. It should be fun. It should be fun. Gonna make him watch Agatha too. So I'm gonna punish first time on the show.
That'll be good. Ex-woke girl, what are you doing?
I'm gonna be playing Alien Isolation with a harmonica.
Looking like the
I
camp.
saw that. I was watching. That was hilarious.
Yeah. So basically, I try not to talk the entire stream. A silent woman, I know. And anytime I get scared, it usually goes, ah!
Yeah,
something like that.
So
it's fun.
It was very funny.
So yeah, that'll be after the stream. I'm sending y'all to Chrissy. She's doing an interview right now. So make sure you say hi to her when you head over there. And RSVP for the San Antonio meetup. Link is in the description. I'm sure the mods are dropping it. And there is one more super chat. Do you want me to read it, Gary?
Yep.
Anonymous on the Streamlabs side says, for $3, if you like mythology, I recommend reading Record of Ragnarok. The story is 13 humans versus 13 gods to a battle to the death. Would recommend.
Oh, I'll check it out.
Interesting. Sounds very cool. Record of Ragnarok.
All right. Well, Agatha review coming, Rings of Power review coming. Go check out Chris Gore in 90 minutes on Film Threat. We're going to send you to Chris. Who's she interviewing?
Not someone I recognize. Let me see. She
had Theory on last night. It was really interesting.
She has Anthony Constantino, the Sticker Mule CEO.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we use Sticker Mule.
Yeah.
We use Sticker Mule all the time. They're based. All right, go check it out if you like. And we will see you next week on the Nooner. Everybody have a good day.
Bye, everyone.
Ciao. Thanks to the Nerdrotics. Thanks to everyone who loves Super Chat and donation. Love you guys.